Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again. I can see that many of you have decided to join in, and I have people from various places joining in. So it'll be very interesting if you can go to the chat box and tell us which city are you logging in from. Can you please quickly type? Though I know some of you where you're logging, it'll be interesting for Sri Lakshmi and I to know where you're joining us from. And like I promised, we are going to start the session at 8:05 sharp. So in the meantime, please let us know. Namaskara Pratap Kumar Aure from Mysuru. Welcome. Thank you very much. Hey Nandubai. That's from Mumbai. Very nice. Who else? Please go ahead and type where are you joining us from today. And while you're joining, be kind to us in following us on our Instagram, and also please following us on our Facebook, because there you will find a lot of tips, questions, blogs, learnings, and of course, Shree's videos as well. And also a lot more about our gummies and our retreats. So please be kind enough to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Janavi, thank you very much for logging in from Hyderabad. Namaskaram. Very nice to see you here. Okay, so I have Mysuru, Mumbai, Hyderabad. We are from Bangalore. So lovely. So another 2 minutes and we are going to start the session. And today's program is all about healing your gut. How can you heal your gut? So we are going to talk to you. The format is going to be where I'm going to ask few questions to Shri. And Shri is our probiotic expert who will give us and guide us with information. And we will also open up for the audience questions as soon as we complete our set of questions. If any of your questions is part of our questions, very good for you. However, if you have a very pressing question and you don't want to forget, I urge you to type it in the chat box. And we promise you that we will answer every single question in the chat box. We have 1 more minute to start the session. So please get ready. And while you're getting ready, I'm also very keen to know a little bit about what your thoughts are. So I'm going to open up some polls for you. Please go ahead and click and let me know what do you think from your point of view. Let's go ahead and relaunch the poll. All you have to do is click on it. It's anonymous, so don't worry. We will not get who's clicking. So you can be honest and tell us. The first question, what percentage of your immune system resides in the gut? What do you think is the answer? And the next one is, we are keen to know what topic of gut would you like to hear in our next webinar, which is coming next week? And where in the body is our gut? It's a simple question, but very keen to know. So please, can I request you to take the polls, all of you? I see the answers. Oh, wow. Fantastic. I'm getting quite a lot of answers, Shri. So I think it's exciting to know that we already have our topics ready for next few weeks. And on popular demand right now, I can see lifestyle tips to support gut healing and emotional healing for gut health. All are my favorite topics. Fantastic. Oh, nobody wants to know the gut-brain connection. That's very interesting. Okay, so I have someone saying where in the body is a gut. So I'm just going to wait. We are 13 people and only 5 people have taken the poll. So please, can I request you to quickly take the poll so that Shri and I can know, what you want to know from us. So please go ahead. I urge you all to quickly take the poll. All right. So I'm going to end the poll and share the results. So I think Sri Lakshmi, you can see as well. What percentage of your immune system resides in the gut? I have 40% of the people saying 30% and 60% of the people saying 70%. So we have 60% in the room today who already know the right answer, which is 70%. And the very reason why you should be here in this room today to know about gut health. What aspect of gut healing are you most interested in the learning? So I think I've got 3 out of 5, which is foods that improve gut health. So we also have a nutritionist who's on our team and panel. We can get her for the next webinar, and we can again have this kind of conversations, which is going to help you understand your gut. Then I have 2 people out of 5 saying emotional healing and lifestyle tips. But interestingly, Shri, where in the body is our gut? A lot of people have answered stomach and intestines. And only some have said mouth to anus. So I think with that, let me introduce myself and introduce uh, Sri Lakshmi, who's going to be our expert panelist today. Good evening once again and welcome. Firstly, a huge congratulations to each one of you who have chosen to be here. The reason I'm congratulating is that at this hour, late in the evening, you have chosen to be here. That means you're really serious about your health. You want to be healthy and you're really looking forward to some learning. So we are equally grateful to be hosting you at this time and talk to you about our gut health. Hi, I'm Vanita Chaudhary, co-founder of Gut Gupshup Company. Now, interestingly, when Shri and I, we both are co-founders, we wanted to name our company. We both believe in healing need not be serious. It need not be worrisome. And it need not be definitely troublesome. So the ethos, the credibility of our organization is that you can have fun while you heal. And because each of you have chosen to be here today, I'm going to give you a gift before you leave, which is such a simple practice, but you can do that to have a fantastic gut health. But you need to stay with us till the end to get that little gift. All right, and I promise you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. I've been in the business of emotional intelligence, neuro-linguistic programming, and also been a leadership coach and trainer for more than 2 decades. I have overall experience of around 30 years working in corporate and also being an entrepreneur. The very reason that, I'm partnering with Shri for this gut is because one, I believe in Shri, her knowledge, her expertise. What she gets onto the table is pure practical stuff and no theory that you will tend to forget. Secondly, I actually have seen the benefit of having gut health, especially after COVID. And I decided that if I have got so much of benefit, why not pass it on to all? And that is why we decided to open this company. We've been doing a lot of webinars. We do webinars for corporates. We also do webinars like this, which is absolutely complimentary because we believe in giving and touching people's lives. So I'm going to invite Shri to introduce herself. And then Shri, I'm going to start with my question. So in the meantime, I will be putting this slide in 2-3 times during our conversation because we genuinely want you to follow us, because following us is going to give you a huge lot of benefits that's going to help you, because healing your gut is not 1-hour webinar session. You need to be with us in a journey. So Shri, please may I request you to unmute and talk to us.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and absolute pleasure to be here today with all of you. Some of you, I know them personally. Some of you are new to what I bring on table, but definitely absolute pleasure to have you all here. As Vanita has been telling, both of us have started this Gut Gupshup retreats. It's primarily to have a community made, a community of people who understand both the science part of it, not very heavy science, but the simple science part of it, and also the application as to what you should do. So one is the objective of us doing all these things is to bring in awareness about what is gut and how why gut is important and why gut health is matters in today's world. What has happened suddenly that we are all talking about bacteria to be eaten, and we really did not talk about it earlier, before COVID at least. So where is it that if anything which was common during COVID was my immunity is good, मेरा इम्यूनिटी बहुत अच्छा है इसलिए मुझे कोविड नहीं हुआ है. And or otherwise it's the other way, my immunity was not good and that's why I had comorbidities, so I went through the COVID pain. Either way, uh, the genesis, the more and more we research, both clinically as well as scientifically, the genesis of all diseases lie in what your grandmother or my grandmother said. That is gut. So today, what we are trying to bring is one, our objective is to bring in awareness as to what is it that is missing out there. Number two, we are wanting to give you the tips and the tricks to how to take care of this gut. Number three, we are there for you for one-to-one if need be. And fourth, we are building a community wherein we can talk about it much easier, much safer, much better, and learn.
Thank
So
you,
here
Shri.
I am. My name is Dr. Srilakshmi, and I have been a researcher in this area since 2011. So I'm a chemist by training, and but at the same time, I have worked a lot in the probiotic areas, both as with the microbiologist as well as my chemistry knowledge, which brings in a lot more on table. I think so. That being said, more than happy if there are any questions that we will be which you need to which you need clarification for. Hopefully, we'll do it today itself in during the seminar. But if not, feel free to put it in the chat box, and Vanita and myself will answer all these questions.
Thank you so much, Shri, for being here. I know how busy, and I know you just reached home. And despite all that, you show up so beautifully, fresh and eager to really help people in this room. And also, we are recording so that we can put it out for a larger audience to get gut health. So, Shri, especially after COVID, we've been listening about gut health. And today, a lot of people in the market are talking about gut health, calling themselves gut experts and so many titles. So, why is gut health considered the cornerstone of overall well being today?
Yeah, absolutely true. Suddenly, gut health has become very, very important, especially post COVID or during the COVID. And to begin with, the very fact that gut is not just the small intestine, stomach, and large intestine. Gut is the body in the gut. Gut in the body is part of digestive system, starting right from your mouth and extending all the way to your anus. It is primarily responsible for digesting food, absorbing nutrients, and eliminating waste. But it includes stomach, small intestine, large intestine, colon, rectum, and it has also connection to liver, pancreas, gallbladder, which assist in overall your digestion as well as all your well-being. So basically, right from the start to finish, everything is all about these good bacteria and the gut that we are talking about. That's the
Very
reason it has
interesting.
become
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, Shreen. Very, very interesting and also very scary. You literally, do you realize you have covered all the organs in the body? It's like one thing is connected. Because, very interestingly, when I was doing this wellness program in a corporate, somebody asked me, is gut an organ? And then I had to say, oh, very much. A series and a lot of organs that makes gut. So while you're definitely scaring us and also telling us honestly why it is becoming so important, and a lot of our diseases can be attributed to the, not taking care of our gut. I want to, zoom into a little bit of probiotics, especially because you come from that area. You've been doing research for decades. You yourself are building gummies and you're doing such exceptional job in the market. And by the way, folks, you should look out for Me Wise gummies. And Koil is going to also share the link in Amazon. I tell you, I have been eating, and my entire family, we've been eating a Shree's gummy for more than a year from the time we started this business. And I tell you, it's like mind blowing, especially my hair, skin, it's like unbelievable. But Shri, while I keep telling and so excitedly talk about your gummies, I want to know many of us might not even realize when our gut needs attention. So, could you tell what role do probiotics play in improving and maintaining gut health? Why is today probiotic becoming such a buzzword?
So let me just start with a little background because rather than just saying that how probiotics and what are probiotics to begin with, if you are finding these 5 or 6 symptoms, one, first and foremost, if you are taking time to go and clear your bowel in the morning, you should be taking not more than 20 seconds, maximum 50 seconds. That means the time to you take to put a lace on your shoes. Okay. If you are taking more than that time, if you are getting food allergies, which otherwise you were not having, previously I was able to digest all these things, Shri, now I am not able to digest. If you are getting into that stage, if you are getting into seasonal allergies, if you are getting into sleep problem, if you are getting your skin is not clean, if your immunity is not been good, these are all the symptoms which are telling you, please take care of your gut. Because if the gut is not good, then obviously, what is happening? If the gut is not good, it is setting in lower immunity. If the lower immunity, then it is setting in the infection. If the infection is there, then it is setting in the inflammation, and inflammation is there, then it is setting in further problem. So when people come to me and say, you know what, my body, I had 90% blockages and I found out only yesterday. Hey, I don't get it. You need to have seen it. It must have started actually 5 to 6 years back. You did not pay attention or chose to avoid it or chose to uh, go in denial. So if something like this is happening, then please be aware that the system is asking for help. And probiotics are nothing but good bacteria. And these bacteria, there's a whole system in your intestine, both small and large intestine, where you have 1.3 trillion bacteria. And of this 1.3 trillion bacteria, we Indians are blessed because we have something called 7,000 species. The more heterogeneity of your species, the place you are sitting right now, you must be having hundreds and trillions of bacteria and virus. Everything doesn't make you sick. And that is the reason that you say that my immunity is good and bad. So probiotics are nothing but these good bacteria, which should be 85% in your body versus 15% you'll always have bad bacteria, but 85% is a good bacteria. So Vanita, that is one big reason that people are talking about probiotics with so much of intensity, because and we are not even gone to the real science, but this is what has been the basis of us having a good immunity or a bad immunity, which is resulting in us being a healthy body or non or
Wow.
an unhealthy body.
Shri, while your numbers are flabbergasting, 1.3 trillion bacteria, and many of us get worried with the word bacteria. And here you're telling that it's good to have 15% bad bacteria. You should, and ideally have 85% good bacteria. So you also very simply, very, in a very layman language, helped us understand why probiotic today is becoming such an important thing to understand. um, so interestingly, when you started the session and you wanted to introduce yourself, you said your good old grandmother's nuskas, and you said, just follow some basic and you sorted, because earlier days things were so simple and we didn't have so much of information, and sometimes more knowledge also scares you, right? So I want to ask, and of course, now that most of us are getting diet conscious, what are your thoughts on foods that naturally boost this probiotics and gut health overall? I know we are going to have a deep session with Rohini next week, but if you can just give us some heads up, especially, what can these people in the room do today, from today? One thing that they can do with their food that's going to help that build that immunity.
So there are bacteria which are already there in your system. This your mother has given you when you were born. You were born with a sterile gut, but the first milk that mom gave is where the first set of bacteria came into it. And over the period, you have eaten food which you have digested, these bacteria became 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 and forward. Now, all these days, what good things you are doing that you are not doing right now? To make you feel little more comfortable, first and foremost, it's not your fault. The food that you are eating itself has become less nutritional. None of your faults. Insecticide, the pesticide, the GMO crops, the fertilizers, all chemicals are going into your body, and these chemicals are the ones which are actually creating havoc. Do you know that you actually consume in a month, you actually consume one credit card equivalent to microplastics? So now when you are getting all these things in your system, how do you think that these bacteria, which are innate means this has been there in your system, will be able to survive, right? So that is the reason the food that you're eating, you need to find out more fibers
Hmm.
and not insoluble fibers. Insoluble fibers are, in fibers, there are two types. One is soluble fiber, one is insoluble fiber. Now, insoluble fiber just makes the bulk of your stool, but soluble fibers are the ones which actually your bacteria eat and multiply from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
So what is missing in the thing is the all the one, you if you are eating a lot of vegetables, then still you need to be worried little bit, less worried, but little bit worried because the food itself has become less nutrition. But if you're not eating your vegetables and if you're just on any of the processed foods, then your bacteria are really crying for help.
Oh my
So
God. Hmm.
and these are important, Vanita, because have you ever seen a cow eating grass, grazing grass? They will
Yeah.
go and graze grass everywhere. They will
Hmm.
sit here and they will sit and they will pull it out because they
Correct.
have an enzyme called cellulase enzyme. Your body doesn't have that. Human bodies don't have it. So this absence of cellulase enzyme is the reason that your bacteria actually survive, because that food which otherwise you would not have been able to chew or digest is the
Hmm.
food for the bacteria, and they are called prebiotic.
So, Shri, while you have given us such deep knowledge about the food and pre and probiotics, I'm going to make it easier for the audience. If you can specifically help on some probiotic or natural food, especially because today I see a lot of them suffering from bloating and indigestion. So, is there anything particular that you can give for the audience today? What do you think that they should be doing or eating? Maybe one thing for today that they can take back. And for the rest, let them come to our retreat.
So basically, anything which is green vegetable, fruits, it's as simple as that. If you
What can
have
a
green vegetables,
non-vegetarian who believes non-vegetarian as a religion and eating non-veg is so critically important to them, how can they sort of balance this vegetable, Shri?
even if you are a non-vegetarian, it doesn't matter. As
Hmm.
long as you have salads along with it or fruits along with it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Somewhere you need to have fiber going back into your system because only proteins will not help you. And proteins also have to be digested. So
Hmm.
as long as your gut bacteria are good, you
Hmm.
will not see yourself having a burping. You will not see yourself having a lot of trouble in your digestion. Four people in your, and let me tell you this, and this is very important for you to understand. Four people in your house eating the same meal will be digested differently.
Correct. Yeah.
Your gut bacteria is your like thumbprint, like your
Yeah.
Aadhaar card. So if you have gut bacteria, which is your own, you have to figure out which one goes, which of the fibers adjust in your stomach. This is
Hmm.
highly important. I have
Hmm.
been staying in Karnataka for last 17 years, and I've been here since 1998. 99 since I got married and I've been part of the system. But even today, I cannot digest ragi.
Hmm.
So fiber is unique to you. You need to find out which fiber. And that is how you need to understand that, yes, you need to eat fibers, but which fiber will set for you is your own.
Fantastic. So, Shri, one of the questions that a lot of colleagues who are in the room today and also in other places they were asking me, we are inviting people to come for this one-day retreat in Mysuru, right? Which is happening for a day. So, one question is, what are you going to cover in that one-day retreat? And then the other question was, will it help? in attending one day. So I wanted to ask, what are your thoughts about this? While I'll share what I'm going to do along with you, can you also throw a little light about what can be covered in this retreat in Mysuru, especially why should these people in the room should make to our retreats?
The reason why you need to, of course, one day retreat is just basic things that you will understand. Why we are doing this one day retreat is to create that awareness. As I've been telling, awareness is important. Unless you understand the system, you will not know where things are going wrong. Second,
Hmm,
we have Vanita in the retreat who is going to talk about mindfulness: how much to eat, when to eat, what to eat, what is
absolutely.
it. Is there a relation between gut and a brain? And which simple example that I give. If you had constipation or diarrhea, are you giving your 100% in your work? No. If you had, even your kid not studying for the exam, and or you have butterflies in your stomach, what does that mean? That the brain is giving direction to the, and that, when that happens, you're either not eating or you're binge eating. So
Hmm,
what happens then? So that means there you need to do whatever you're doing, you need to do mindfully. That
hmm.
is the part which Vanita is going to address. We
Of
have
course, yes, Shri. Yeah.
we
And
have
you should come to our
nutritionist who
retreat.
is
Yeah. Go ahead,
nu-
Shri, please.
we have nutritionist who is going to be on board to give us some basic stuff as to what is something that we should be eating every single day, and then we can just talk about it much more in deeper if we find time with each other, that how we can help you with your gut problem or gut health.
Absolutely right, Shri. In fact, the reason why you should come to this retreat is one, to be really very aware of the prebiotic, probiotic connection from, the brain to the anus, how things work and how simple things that you can do. So to answer your question, does coming to one day retreat help my gut health? Trust me, it does. Because it totally depends on how much you're going to carry back and practice. We can assure you that we will be giving you the best that you can take back, and that is healing of your mind, body, and spirit, because it's a holistic healing. One thing cannot help. So only diet is not going to help your gut healing. Only emotional healing is not going to help. Understanding probiotic is not going to help. It's a combination of mind, body, and spirit. And hence, it's a request that please sign in and attend our retreats. We are planning to do it in many cities starting from January. But this month in December, we're going to have it in Mysuru. So if you have your kith, kin, friends, family, please, it's a gift you're going to give them, to be very honest, to be there and understand and how it can help the family. Thanks, Koyal, for sharing it. So, Shri, one of the questions which come is, are there any external um, a kind of a outlook that tells me that my gut is not in order? One I know is bloating and indigestion and farting. Is there anything else that I should be aware? Because some people don't have all that, but I could still be suffering gut problem. So anything that indicates that my gut is compromised or it's not in order?
So as I had told when I started it, there are few symptoms that you need to keep on the lookout. If you have been having constant problem for cleaning your bowel, if you have been having a constant problem for suddenly you have found that now some of the food you are not able to digest, as simple as the wheat, as simple as the ragi which you have been eating. I mean, being in from Karnataka, from outside the country, you had the jawars and the bajras and the millets and all those things. And don't go on fancy millets or jawars or some gold standards, start eating that. Your gut bacteria will dictate what you eat. Okay. So if you are having that problem, you are having suddenly mood swings. Suddenly you are not, you are having mental fog. Mental fog is not something that is just people are talking from nowhere. That means you are not having a mental clarity from morning to evening. So if you are having that problem, if you are having a problem where you are not able to have the same level of energy from morning to evening, you got up in the morning and you said the world is under my feet, but then later on you figure out that forget about the world, I am not even able to finish one task.
Hmm.
These are all the signatures of you indirectly telling that there is something wrong. And it's not to scare you, it is just to bring that awareness in you that please understand that your body is asking for help. You are
Mm,
not able to have a good skin, women,
mm,
especially pimples. Suddenly you have now pimples, acne. You're not sleeping.
mm,
Insomnia is also because of that. Your body needs rest.
mm,
So if you're not going to be there, and if you're not going to have enough of sleep, your organs do not get time in that 24 hours to go around and repair themselves. And if
mm.
those are not happening, these are all the signatures of you telling that your 85% versus 15% of good to bad bacteria has changed. It
Oh,
might not show symptoms until it has become 65 to 45 or 50-50, but
oh,
it starts to show you symptoms as soon as the good bacteria come down a little bit.
wow. Thank you for, bringing this out. And I think all of us in the room today know why we are here and these kind of symptoms which are showing in you. So if any one of you have these symptoms and you want to understand a little more about this probiotic biome in your body, I think, it'll be a great idea for you to fix a one-on-one consultation with Dr. Sri Lakshmi. She also does consultation where she takes you much deeper to assess your body, the prebiotic, and she also recommends a biome test, which I did it actually for my family, just to be, on the safe side, especially after COVID. So whatever I'm sharing today is also what I've done, experienced, and I see the benefit of it. So thanks, Shri, for letting that know as well. Um, I know we are, coming to the fag end of our conversation, but I also want to ask, one of the things that I see today is right from a child to an adult, everyone is undergoing some kind of a stress or the other. Some people even have stress of not getting their series streaming properly, uh, and all kinds of stress. So I want to ask you, um, how gut and stress are connected and related.
You will be surprised to know, Vanita, that gut is the only organ in your body which is actually talking to the brain at 1/100th of a nanosecond.
Wow. Wow.
Your
Okay.
body is being told by the gut, your brain is being told by the gut, and vice versa also. I'll come to that. What
Hmm.
your gut is telling the brain what to do next. Even when I'm speaking to you, and if I'm getting ideas while I'm speaking, obviously that is telling me that my good bacteria are working really strong. Or when I mean,
Congratulations.
people do tell me that when I give the talks, they find it more encouraging, more interesting. So the reason is because maybe somewhere my gut bacteria think that they need to tickle you, and that is how this gut bacteria work. Understand this, that the happy chemicals, and that could be as simple as, even if you're not from the science stream, you would know it. The happy chemicals are the serotonin and the dopamine and the acetylcholine and whatnot, epinephrine, all these. Most important, the serotonin and the dopamine, that is not formed in your brain, that is formed in your gut. When you have your food, and at the end of the food, if whatever small, that one banana that gave, at least down south of India we do that very often. And if suppose you have that banana, so then that banana has a tryptophan, amino acid, or a point which actually will be able to convert it into serotonin. And this
Wow.
serotonin is actually picked up by the neurotransmitters, and it goes to your brains to say,
Hmm.
okay, today morning I'm good, I'm happy. It is my day, and I'll do what I have to do. Some days those dopamine and serotonin are not there, and you will
Ah.
always blame yourself. God knows whose face I saw and why did I. Today's day is not mine. So
Oh
it
my
has
God.
all to do with your gut and your brain communicating.
I understand, Shri, why, in my younger days when I used to go to Bombay and go to South Bombay to have the natural ice cream, that joy of just holding that ice cream and taking that one. It's not that eating too much, but I think my body and my gut and brain were talking to each other, saying that I had my ice cream. I'm so fulfilled. I'm so happy. So I get what you're saying, and I don't know if our audiences have been listening, but remember my first question in the poll was, what is the percentage of immune? And you all said the right answer, most of you. It's actually 70% of the immunity, and the immune is in our gut. And now, Shri is saying that even the happy hormones are generated in the gut. So now, folks, you know that why gut is becoming so critically important. It is actually connected to all facets of our life. So, Shri, one last question from our end before we open it to the audience, if they have any, is that now that we absolutely understand the importance of gut, how about we give our lovely audience here one daily routine that can help in the long term gut healing, while for the rest of it, they should come to our retreat?
So one daily routine that you should be doing, whether you are having any problem or not a problem, I take it, and I have seen that it helps a lot. Take a combination of fenugreek, methi, menthya, a tablespoon of methi, tablespoon of cumin, that is jeera, and a tablespoon of ajwain or warm, and put it in the night before, that is tonight, like for tomorrow tonight, just put it in lukewarm water and leave it there. Don't do anything. Next day morning, when you get up, along with a glass of warm water or whatever you take in the morning first thing, please not only drink this water but also eat all these things. It's bitter, I understand, or just gulp it. That's why I said along with water. So if you gulp it with that, you are giving your good bacteria the first set of food even before you open your eyes and your brain starts to function.
Wow.
And
Okay.
if you take care of your bacteria that way, I promise you, your bacteria will do much more than what you are asking them to do.
Beautiful. Okay.
And that is why my grandmother used to say, you are what you eat. And it has
Absolutely.
nothing to do with non-veg and veg. It has something to do how much care and affection and tender love and care you show for your gut bacteria so that they can perform their best.
Fantastic, Shri. So just to reiterate what Shri said, it is jeera, methi,
And
and
yeah,
ajwain. It's like 1 teaspoon each. Put it in a lukewarm water, leave it overnight, and first thing in the morning, if you're brave enough, chew it. If you're not brave enough, gulp it. But either which ways, that's a best first food. So I think Koel is going to write it again in the chat box for people to take back as one of the tips from Shri today. So Shri, thank you very much once again for being here and giving us your tips. We are not letting you go now. I need you here for answering anything else that the people are going to be here. But before we go to the questions and the answers, I just want to reiterate what Shri said in a very simple, because I also realize a lot of our audiences have joined in between and towards. So we started off, first of all, understanding, is gut an organ? And if it is an organ, where is it in our body? To answer it, the gut is from your mouth to the anus, literally everything that. And Shri also scared a lot of us by saying how gut health can affect literally every single organ in your body. So if you're suffering and if you're ailing from anything, maybe the first thing you might want to check is, how is your gut? And if you want to know what are some of the symptoms and signs, there are plenty and many which Shri suggested and recommended. We're going to put this recording in the YouTube. So please subscribe to our YouTube, where you can watch this video once again fully and thoroughly and listen to Shri many times to get your answers. So please don't forget to connect with us on our YouTube. Thirdly, our gut is again connected to our brain, and that's why our stress levels goes up and high. The food that we love and the food we hate puts that, like a lot of people look at the Karela and the whole mood goes off. So food can have a huge impact on our brain. So I have another tip for you, which is a fun tip, because our company's ethos and credibility is fun while you heal. It need not be serious, regimented, and rigid to become healthier. You can definitely have loads of fun while you heal. So one tip for your gut health early in the morning is the jeera, ajwain, and omam water. Please take it. But I'm going to give you a gift, which is what I personally love doing. And before I give away the gift, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand if you have any particular question, and I can unmute you. If you do not want to unmute and ask a question, please put it on the chat box. But just to reiterate, if you come to our retreats, if you attend our webinars, while you definitely become knowledgeable about the gut, you also learn a lot of fun activities and elements that you can take back. All right. So please, I'm opening up the room for questions. Please go ahead and stay back another 5 minutes. I promise you, the gift that I'm going to give you is something that you would love doing it. And you can do it anytime, any number of times throughout the day. And while you're doing it, you also keep your gut super duper healthy. All right. Trust me, I promise you, you're going to love it. So stay put. I'm now not going to go. Any questions anyone has? Raise your hand so I can unmute you.
There was a question from Miss Janvi.
Yeah, go ahead, Shri. If you can see it and you can answer it.
Yeah, so her question was, could a good gut health help us in healing PCOS, PCOD, and insulin resistance? Absolutely, absolutely. Your good gut health is responsible because PCOs and PCODs are because of the estrogen which is supposed to get out of your body. This regulation is supposed to go back out of your body in a particular time in a month. Instead, it comes back. So there is a toxicity which is created because of high estrogen. And to remove that toxicity or to remove that thing, your good gut bacteria are the one which are responsible. So yes, there are ways and methods and food as well as some tips and tricks that you can do rather than going and getting onto a pharmaceutical medicine, which actually ends up on insulin resistance. Metmorphin is the first line of treatment, and that actually creates insulin resistance. So yes, Janvi, we do have get on either on a one-on-one call or otherwise whatever if I need to get into depth, because we have some more questions to take. But nevertheless, what I'm trying to tell is, yes, it is definitely something that you can sort it out with gut bacteria.
Sure. And like I said, Shri does consultation. So Koel will leave our email ID. Please write into us or call us for us to slate one-on-one with Sri Lakshmi, because she takes care of the probiotics. I take care of emotional healing for your gut health. So if any one of you have emotional or too much of stress, which is adding up to your gut, I do one-on-one consultation. So either which ways, we also have a nutritionist who's exclusively for probiotic, prebiotic, and gut. So please call us or write into us for one-on-one consultation. While you do that, Shri, there's a question from Sumangala asking, is itchy throat or persistent dry cough related to gut health?
Yes, it is related to gut health because one of the food that you are eating is you are not able to digest. Look out for that if you have any gluten allergies. If you have gluten allergies, you will always have a itchy throat and a dry cough. So gluten is one of the things that we are finding it, or some mucus formation after a point. So these are some of the things which we are finding it that is not able to, that people are not able to digest. So again, the same thing, if you have too much of it, please do get in touch with us. But yes, itchy throat and dry cough is related to gut.
Thank you, Shri. There's another question from Nihala. She says, is curd alone meet probiotic requirement for a day?
No, not at all. because curd has only one set of bacteria which are good bacteria. The rest of the bacteria which are present in curd, Nihala, they are the ones which actually curdles the milk to the curd. So Lactobacillus acidophilus, that is the only single strain of bacteria. If curd was, and just to give you a perspective to it, not that I'm questioning, I'm giving you a straight answer, but a perspective to it. If curd had all the bacteria's requirement for a day, we would not find curd fortified with bacteria, with probiotics. We have Milky Mist fortified with probiotics, and we have Amul fortified by probiotics. If it was giving us all the requirement for a day, we would not have had curd put into it. So definitely no, curd is definitely, it gives you only one single bacteria, nothing else. The rest of the bacteria is to cuddle the milk to curd.
There's another question asking, is Yakult better than curd?
Yakult definitely is better than curd because Yakult has a bacteria there which is specifically researched and 300 clinical trials done. But
Hmm.
but you need to understand one thing. These bacteria, and it could be as simple as that. Curd kept on the table, on your table for 2 days goes bad, and you make either curry out of it or majigem huri or majigem out of it, right? So if you are doing that kind of thing, Yakult has to be in the cold chain. Yakult has a strain called Lactobacillus shirota. Shirota is the strain. That's because that scientist may found out the strain. It's a very good strain, but as long as you can take it in the cold chain. So the company makes the product in cold chain. It gives to the distributor in cold chain. From the distributor, it comes to the retailer also in the cold chain. But some of these retailers, when they go home, they switch off the fridge. So what Yakult you have picked up doesn't have any live bacteria. Or you brought the Yakult from the store to your house and you said, okay, I'll keep it in the fridge, let it be outside for 2, 3 hours or 10 hours or 5 hours, and you forgot in the night. Next day back, there won't be any live bacteria. You will get benefit, but that is like a pharma product. You will keep eating Yakult every day. Probiotics are supposed to go into your intestine and supposed to replicate on its own. So after 3 months, your body should be not eating probiotics, but it should be able to reset or reboot its system. If you are not maintaining cold chain there, it's no point you eating Yakult.
Wow. There's so much we can get to know, Shri. So, is it okay to have flavored yogurt than buttermilk? Sabita, these interesting questions. We are going to get Rohini next week. And next week is by popular demand, you all wanted to know foods and gut health. So, we are going to have exclusive session with our nutritionist. But I think, Shri, you should answer this question to Sabita.
At any given point, please try to have buttermilk. And why? Because when it is in the liquid form, it doesn't go and sit in the stomach. So one problem with probiotic is like Yakult question that whether Yakult, unless it is in the temperature cold chain, the bacteria die. Same way, if your stomach pH is in acidic state, which you feel, right? When you are hungry, you feel a burning sensation in your stomach. So if the acidic pH is there, these bacteria are going to die. But if you are going to drink buttermilk, the bacteria will move from stomach to intestine much faster. The probability of alive bacteria reaching your intestine increases. So that's why at any given time, buttermilk is a better, buttermilk, lassi, chach, whatever you do, these are a better option than having a yogurt or curd.
Fantastic. So, Shri, one interesting question has come, and I think this is a need of the hour for a lot of generation who works in the night shift. So, we have Anurag who's asking, what are your suggestions for people who are in the night shifts?
Please stop taking coffees and teas. That's the first thing you need to do. One,
Oh,
it disturbs your system. And second thing is that is not going to, the high caffeine and the high sugar is not going to help you. If you can, take a lot of water, hydrate yourself, water infused with either cucumber or any of those things which will actually hydrate your system. Plus, if possible, if it is not cold, right now cold has started in north of India, so I just cannot recommend that. But down south, if you are taking, eat a little bit of buttermilk, take buttermilk or any of the fermented food. The best thing for night shift people is, if whatever the rice is left, and I mean your somebody in your house, if they can do it for you, the rice which is left in the night, and even if you are from the north, you should be doing this. The rice which is left in the night, you please add little bit of curd to it and a very pinch of sugar to it, and leave it through the night in the room temperature. You will be benefited without your knowledge. You will be benefited with so many species of bacteria that you have no clue. Please eat this, just one spoonful, not too much. I'm not asking you to take that as a breakfast, but before break you start your breakfast, please take this as a addendum, or first, initially first, take this particular rice which has been fermented all through the night with, but with milk, with curd and little bit of sugar, and then have your breakfast. You will be surprised. Your gut is going to be very, very happy and will thank you.
Yeah, sure. So, Anurag, also please join us next week. We are going to have Rohini, and she would actually help you also maybe with the routine. Because for me personally, I don't like anything cold. I prefer, like, if you see, I'm still having warm water. So we can also have a lot of questions to Rohini for night shift people to keep you alive, awake and kicking. What can help you? If Chas might put you to sleep or whatever. So please join us next week. We're going to give in a little more deeper information about all these things and maybe a routine for you that's going to help you. Now, considering the paucity of time, I'm taking one last question, and that two questions because it's come. One is Amulya says, I'm diabetic and have constipation. What do you suggest? You think she should consult with you one-on-one for deeper understanding, Shri?
Absolutely, Amulya, just get on one-on-one with me. But other than that, yes, probiotic supplements, and one of such supplements that I do, especially for diabetic constipation, I work on that. So that's why you can definitely find some of
Yeah, I
these.
think Coil has already put that gummy as well. So you can please buy that on Amazon. And I eat it every day, because I travel quite a bit, so many countries, water, food, weather, fit and fine, of course, by God's grace. Second is definitely with Shree's gummies. So you really need to hop onto that and eat it. Um, I also have Asika Begum who's asking what food or drink can be given to a person who's breaking their fast and to improve their gut health.
As I said, Asika Begum ji, you need to have this rice thing which is made a day before, so that in the evening that can help you to increase your gut health. And I'm not sure if you were there in earlier part of the conversation, but methi, fenugreek, ajwain, and combination of cumin seeds. इसको आप पानी में डाल के रखें in lukewarm water, and next day morning you consume it. When you are consuming that, definitely these are the fibers. These have a lot of soluble fibers which actually go into your gut. So that will help your gut bacteria and improve the gut health.
Thank you so much, Shri. And thank you, everyone. Like I promised you, I'm going to give you my gift for you all, which I do and keep my gut in health. I want all of you to raise your hands using the button there, or at least, put your videos on and show me how many of you like music. You feel music is so important for you to feel good. Oh, I see quite a lot of you, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you my secret mantra for gut health is that it's not singing, it's not listening to music, but humming. I don't know if you try it. Now, why is humming such a significant, important exercise for your body in your gut health? Firstly, when you hum, I don't know if you know, you actually take a lot of energy from down, and it actually exercises like gymming for your vagus nerve, the only longest nerve in your body, which is connected from brain to your stomach, the gut. So that's why humming activates the vagus nerve, and it in ulta activates your brain, and automatically most of the organs in the body help. Second, humming helps you relax. The vibration when you hum, right? Instead of singing, when you hum, you say, it takes a lot and it vibrates. And when you vibrate, you actually activate parasympathetic nerves in your body, especially after food. It's like a prescription. I'm giving you a prescription, especially after food. Try to hum. It helps in your digestion. So after eating, after half an hour, please try to hum. Keep humming as much as possible, and at least hum 5 to 10 minutes a day, every day, for your good gut health. And along with the, relaxation, it also improves your breathing pattern. It's a very good exercise for your lungs as well. And then it enhances microbiome health, because the moment you reduce your stress and inflammation, humming indirectly supports a balance of beneficial gut bacteria. And last of all, studies and research has also shown that it increases nitric oxides, which helps in production and also improves blood health, reduce inflammation, and support your gut tissue health. So how about gungunate rehna? Keep gungunana, keep humming, and to know more fun elements like this, because I told you our company is all about have fun while you heal. Please come and join us, subscribe our YouTube and various things where you'll get to know these kind of fun things. And tonight onwards, don't forget to hum. Keep humming for good health, and don't forget to have the jeera water and other things which we suggested. Please do join us in our retreat in Mysuru, and on 13th of December. And if you know anyone, please ask them to come. We speak more than 9 languages, and we are very happy to help your family, kids, elders, anyone in any language for them to take back. So don't worry about language being a constraint. We would happily host you and take you through it. But keep attending our webinars in the coming few weeks, where next week we will invite Rohini, our nutritionist, to talk about how food has such an impact on our gut health. Thank you once again, folks, for joining us today. Thank you, Dr. Sri Lakshmi and Koel, our team member, for hosting this show for us. And I'm really very grateful to see you all here. Happy gut health. Heal, have super fun while you heal, and keep gut gupshupping us. All right. Have a lovely evening, folks. Ciao. See ya. Bye bye.
Thank you, Vanita. And